Welcome to another video, and in today's video we're going to talk about Palantir and the new and updated target price for Palantir stock. This is really exciting. You want to stick around for this. But before we start, let me just say hello. My name is Tom. I used to be a financial analyst. Now I'm a full-time YouTuber talking to you about financial education and the stock market. In today's video, I want to cover Palantir, ticker PLTR. Now, I've been very bullish on Palantir before. In fact, I was one of the first people on YouTube to mention their name when they were at $18. And again, this isn't financial advice. I was just giving you my opinion, allegedly, blah, blah, blah. Don't take it as a financial advice. It's just my opinion. Now, I told you back then that at $18, this was really attractive. A lot of people actually bought the stock around that time. It went up like crazy and then it went back crashing down. And people were like, well, Palantir was a pump and dump and whatnot. And a lot of people mentally checked out of this company. Now, for the longest time, I kept saying, hey, I think Palantir is a really good company. I just don't like the price. And the price was in the 30s. However, haven't seen what I saw in the demo day. Haven't seen what I saw as far as their short interest. All the fundamentals, everything from a technical standpoint, I think Palantir deserves a new and updated, mind-blowing target price. Before we get started, let me just say thank you for the channel members and the patrons for supporting this channel. I'm not going to hold you long. If you're just here for the target price, here it is. I just respect your time. Let me give it to you straight up, and then I'll explain what is my reasoning. So if you're just here for the target price, I think the target price now should be $40, $40 for Palantir PLTR. If that's the only thing you needed from this video, good for you. Thank you. No hard feelings. You can leave. But if you want to stay for the full analysis, let me explain to you why I think this is the right target price for this company. Also, if you stayed after I told you to leave, there's a bonus. I'm going to show you some of the stock which I talked about in our Patreon page for the past 3 weeks. And we're going to take a look at how good or bad it performed. Now, there's a lot of stocks that didn't perform as well, but there's also a lot of really good stock that killed it, crashed it. And we actually are proud of it. And we're going to go through and basically do like a self-audit of the things we actually talked about on the Patreon page and also on our YouTube page for the past 3 weeks. It's going to get interesting. So first of all, Palantir. Let's talk about Palantir. It's really interesting. So what is driving the Palantir stock down? And when I say down, I mean down for my target price of $40. Well, here's the thing. Palantir is, first of all, heavily shorted. It's not heavily shorted when you compare it to other software companies because, generally software companies tend to get more shorted because of the amount of risk they actually embed, like biotech companies and whatnot. However, this company has a 9.6 or 9.7%, depends on who you ask, short interest, which is really heavy. It's a lot. I know you guys are kind of acquainted with GameStop and you think 140 is a lot. Well, 140 is out of this world. It's like LeBron James, Michael Jordan numbers, okay? 10% short interest rates is quite high in a normal world. Now, this is actually what's pushing the share price down. When you have more short interest, what's happening is essentially more people are selling the stock because what's happening in the short, people are buying the stock and selling it. So there's a massive amount of supply creating a push down of the price, and that's normal. Now, that's an artificial thing. That's not a fundamentals thing, and that's why I actually think that this is an opportunity to actually get more shares. If you've been watching your channel, you know that that's kind of my philosophy. The other thing that's pushing the share price down is also another artificial temporary effect, and that is the lockup period. A lot of people are talking about the lockup expiration period for Palantir. A lot of insiders are holding this lockup, and that's quite normal. I mean, we've seen some lockups go bad. Shout out to Nicola. But this is kind of a normal thing in corporate and in M&A when people actually go public. Now, here's the thing. The lockup provision of Palantir actually says that within 3 days after the publication of the upcoming financials, the lockup is going to expire. Now, here's the catch. Nobody knows when this is actually going to happen. There's a lot of speculation that it's going to happen on February 11th, which is in 5 days, but nobody really knows. Once that happens, the gates of the local pub will be open and all the drunk people with their shares are going to go to the street and sell it to the lowest bidder, pretty much. This is kind of the anticipation of a lot of these people, basically a stampede of selling because of the expiration of the lockup. And I guess there's going to be a lot of selling activity. I mean, it's just normal. People want to take profits and that's fine. And also guess there's going to be a dip in the price, which is also fine. Again, if you've been watching my channel, you know this is going to be a massive opportunity to buy more shares because nothing changes fundamentally when people sell more shares. Nothing changes fundamentally when there's a higher short interest. It just creates an easier, better, cheaper entry point for you to get in long-term in this company. I mean, it's just an opportunity. So I just see it as an opportunity. Some people have been asking me, well, Tom, maybe we should sell it today, wait for the lockup to expire, then repurchase the stock. And I'm not against it. I'm saying if you want to do it, go ahead. But the reason I'm not doing it, it actually divides into two reasons. Reason number one, I don't have the patience or the mental energy to do these sort of swing trades and follow the price. I can't be bothered with this shit. I invest long term and I don't like to check my stocks on a weekly basis pretty much. And the other thing is it's a risky game because there's a lot of speculation here. What if the price doesn't dip? What if people don't sell? Then you're bamboozled pretty much, right? So you never really exactly know what's going to happen. There's only two certainties in life. One certainty is that we're all going to die eventually, some of us sooner than later, God forbid. The other certainty is that we're all going to pay taxes and the IRS is not going to leave us alone. Pretty much everything else is a variable we don't know. So you're actually taking a risk by selling now and waiting for a dip. It's a gamble, not saying that you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying I wouldn't because of my personal preferences. Now, check this out. Let's talk about fundamentals. I'm just looking at my notes here. So the fundamentals here are really simple. This is a company that literally has no competitors. And you know what? I kind of find it funny that people compare Snowflake to this company. By the way, Snowflake is priced so much higher than Palantir as far as multipliers that it amuses me. Essentially, comparing Snowflake to Palantir is like comparing a Tesla Model S to a Zaporozhets, which is a car my grandpa used to have, in Ukraine. That's not really a good comparison. Both of them are technically cars, but they're inherently different. Plus, I don't think you've ever been in my grandpa's car once he had his morning drink. That's a bumpy ride right there. A different story for a different video. I promise to make a video with all my grandpa's stories. There's literally hundreds of those stories. I can't decide which ones are funnier, but one of them actually includes us going in reverse intentionally up on a hill. That's a crazy story with no lights on in the middle of the night. I'm not making this shit up, I swear. So going back on Palantir. So here's the thing. It's normal when you have lockups to see a lot of short activity right before the lockup because people are actually gambling on the fact that the share price will go down. But you know what? That kind of becomes at some point a hybrid between an echo chamber and a self-fulfilling prophecy or a snowball effect, whatever you want to call it, right? The short activity is driving the price down temporarily, which drives to more short activity and whatnot. And then it's a whole clusterfuck. But on the long run, it bounces that back up. That's quite simple. The shorts don't care. They just want the temporary dip. They don't care that the price will bounce back up. If you're long on this company, you shouldn't be worried about that. In my opinion, allegedly, blah, blah, blah. Now, here's the thing. It's a company that literally has two lines of business. One is government, and they have no competitors. The only competitors as far as their government clients is the government agencies actually building their own system. That's how complicated that shit is. And there's literally no incentive for him to do it because Palantir has such a good product and it's so deeply rooted in their systems. It's going to take an excruciating amount of pain and resources for any agency to build that for themselves. And why would they when they have such a great product at such a cheap price? So their government clients are not going anywhere. That's pretty much a perpetual income. It's recurring. It's great clients. They pay on time. They are not delinquents on payments. It's a really good line of business to have, especially when they have no competitors. Now, they do have competitors on the commercial side, but what they're doing on the commercial side needs to be taken into account. Not a lot of people understand that. They literally went up 300% quarter to quarter in their business activity in the commercial side. They're only getting warmed up. Their commercial business is pretty much in embryonic stages right now. It's not even up and running really yet. They're already ramping up 300% per quarter as far as the amount of business they're generating. Once the commercial side picks up, they're going to be massive. And again, there's no competitors here. What they do is essentially, and I always give this example, you remember that old Tom Cruise movie, Minority Report? They literally have a couple dudes swimming in the pool projecting what's going to happen in the future. That's how crazy the shit that they're doing really is. And honestly, most people, including myself, don't really understand what they're doing. And that's why it's easier to short the company and trash the company rather than to actually see the vision. Now, I see the vision. A lot of smart people from the investment banking industry, which I talk to daily, are super bullish on this company. However, you don't have to do it. It's just my opinion. It might be wrong. It might be inaccurate. It might be the ramblings of a madman. Who knows? It is just my opinion. Allegedly. Blah, blah, mother effing blah. We'll see you guys in the next video.